Chiropractors, you need to hear this message. It's actually been quite a few months since I made one of these videos, a free, high level, yet very tactical and strategic and practical video that teaches you stuff that I just have found no one else is talking about. And if they're talking about it, they're getting kind of sort of there to the main point and the take home point that'll actually transform your practice and grow your practice like crazy. But so often they just talk about a little bit or that part, or they don't get all the way there, or they actually mislead you a little bit into what the actual truth of that conversation is. And if we take chiropractic, and put it into all of its different pieces, that is probably the case more so in business coaching than anywhere else right now. Now, when I started in practice, the only coaches out there, maybe this is just what I was seeking out, this is just how I've always been wired, but the only thing I was exposed to was all these different coaching and management groups, and they were all about high volume. Now, they were about high volume for this two-step process, and I don't know that each of them deep in their hearts actually meant this two-step process, but I received it that way. Number one, make a large impact on your community with chiropractic, because goodness freaking gracious, this was true 16 years ago, and today it's more true. Do they need it? Drugs and medicine has failed them. And now you can actually even say that for a large margin, it's 1,000,000 times better, but it's not nervous system focused chiropractic. Now today's communities full of families, they've not only been failed by modern medicine, but they've gone deep into biomedical and functional and diet changes and detoxes. They've not only wasted so much time and money and hope on medical doctors, now they've wasted it on melatonin and magnesium. Not wasted it, that's not the right way to say it. Now they've spent it on melatonin and magnesium and meditation apps and infrared saunas and cold plunges, thinking that's going to get their kids better, and they haven't yet. So the high volume message was sold for high mission, high purpose, and I got it. Hook, line, and freaking sinker, man. That's what God put me on here on earth to do. Go save as many kids and families as possible. So that was an easy resonate, align with that message. Second one too. High volume, highly successful clinics were told to us that would mean big life, that you and your spouse and your family would have everything you could ever want. And I wanted that. I wanted it back then, and I'm enjoying it and loving it and living it right now. So because I'm able to have that, a highly impactful practice that for the purpose of this conversation we could call high volume, and a ridiculously, insanely, I don't have the words to describe it to you in this video, highly enjoyable, fulfilled life. How do you get that too? What are lessons that I could share with you from my real life experience that no one else is talking about, especially today's era of, we are in this, maybe T Swift would call it the boutique era of coaching. Where have all the high volume coaches and organizations gone? They've been completely run out of town, and I get it. They were not without fault. There is some things that you need to know that come with a high volume practice that not everybody told me about. Some of them I needed to experience myself. Well, guess what? I know them, so I can share them. And I'm going to share a bunch of them here in this video. But this high volume pursuit in chiropractic has been replaced with the opposite. We didn't even fall back to the middle. Now everybody, I don't like when other people say it, when they put everybody in one box, but there's this massive momentum shift to these boutique chiropractors. It's almost been kind of just put out there that the best way to go now, especially for students and startups, is to start small, stay small, and it's all about you. So if I may, can I have 10 minutes or so of your time to teach you the 5 things boutique chiro coaches of today do not want you to know? And I promise you, these are 5 real life lessons that I've got real evidence, and our practice and hundreds of others that we've taught to build their practice, high impact, high volume, just like we have, and build a highly enjoyable, profitable, because that's one thing we're going to go right into, life as well. This is not an either or conversation. You don't get a high volume practice and therefore have low profit and high stress. No. For others, maybe, but not the way that we're going to teach you how to do it. This is an and conversation. You get both. So number one thing they don't want you to know is that high volume does not always equal low margin. Is there old school high volume models who never put premium pricing, who never put a high value exchange on their care? Is there the old models that maybe, and actually you'd be surprised by how much money these models actually make, but they're so old school, they don't even do videos like this, so they're not gonna tell you. But box on the wall sort of mentality, right? This like, we're gonna make care, especially for families and kids, we're gonna make it super low cost, right? We're gonna make it affordable, would be the word that they would use, so that the masses can have access to it. I don't have a problem with this model, and yet it's not mine. And yet many people think it is. So many people take high volume practitioners and they put them all in this box in the wall box, pun very intended there, and think that because you're high volume, you must automatically be low profit margin, because how else could you serve everybody? Or if you're high volume, you must work 70, 80 hours a week. You must be burnt out. Your shoulders must be blown out. Well, no, that's not true either. Look at these shoulders, doing pretty good, okay? So what is the truth? The truth is this. Family wellness patients are the cheapest, low-cost patients for you to take care of, but now we're right in the granular training of this video. But they need to have gone through they need to have begun care as a new patient. In our office, we call this restoration care, so the first phase of care. Now, to get a new patient in the door is a new patient is the most expensive patient you will ever have. Think about how much time, your time is money, and how much money, hopefully you're investing in marketing. Whole nother video for another day about how underinvested we are in team and marketing. But any business, every business, including chiropractic businesses, new patients are the most expensive. They have the highest overhead to them. Now, how does a new patient act? How are they the first 12, 36, 40, 50 visits? They don't know what's going on yet. They still have a lot. Yes, your day one, day two, your workshop hopefully crushed, and your drip ed email sequence, awesome. They still have a ton of questions and a ton of problems, so they take 3 times longer. We have stopwatched this. Our CAs track us. Okay, it's not 3, it's 2.8. Our docs, all of them, and I've been doing this for 15 plus years, a new patient in their first phase of care takes 2.8 times longer to adjust in the room than a wellness patient who has graduated through restoration care, signed on to an auto debit plan. The way we do ours is it's an auto debit every month for life until you no longer have life. You're getting adjusted once a week or more if you're a sensory kid who needs more support and comes in twice a week on an auto debit wellness plan. So they have to get through restoration to get to wellness. Now, wellness, if you were to take, if Judgy McJudgerson, Boutique Chiro, I'm high ticket Harry, grabs a hold of our family wellness care plans at PwC, they would throw shade at me all day, every day in every Boutique Chiro Facebook group. Maybe it's already been shared out there because they go, run the math on this. It's only $20. Yeah, they had to pay $60, or actually for our intensive patients, $100 per adjustment to earn the right to get those pro-affordable rates of family wellness care. But I'm not even done with diving into practice or point number 1, that high volume does not equal low profit margin, because it takes us a third of the time to adjust a wellness family or wellness patient, and they're the cheapest patient. Joey Coleman taught me this, and he's a retention maestro. And most chiropractors have never actually studied business, including business coaches. Sucks, but they have chiro business training, which is not business training, okay? My business training happened outside of chiropractic, and I brought it inside to chiropractic. That's why I'm dangerous, to tell you the truth. So the truth is, the most expensive patient is your new patients. The cheapest patient, meaning how much overhead, how much expense does it take to take care of them, is your already existing patient. Now, that's not just a message to get referrals, that's a message for retention. And so high volume practices, when they are built on high retention and family wellness, their family wellness rates, what those folks are paying for wellness care, like for instance, in our practice, I believe it's somewhere for a family of 5 to come in every single week. I think it's $400, $450. I don't know the own rates because we'll get to that one later on. You don't do your own systems. You need CAs to do this. But let's say they pay $400 a month. That mass out to family of 5 coming in every single week, right? That mass out, I believe, almost exactly to $20 per adjustment. So if you pulled that out of my practice, you pulled that out of this conversation and you put it on Facebook and said, $20 adjustments, what is this, the joint, you're ruining chiropractic. And you would say it like that. I read these posts with that voice in my mind. they're completely missing all of the context and the actual business understanding. Now, it costs us, in my practice, with a big team, 5,000 square feet, high tech, incredible practice, it costs us more than $20 to produce an adjustment for a restoration patient. It does not cost us $20 to produce an adjustment for a wellness patient. And then if I've lost you so far, you need to keep following this content and reach out and get coached and mentored by us, because we're the only people teaching this. And I'm not even that far into the advanced business training that we provide in PX yet. But this is real business acquisition and distribution of numbers that chiropractic boutique coaches don't know. They put everything together and say you only just have to calculate your cost to produce an adjustment, and every adjustment's the same. Actually, we break it down even further. A pregnant patient takes longer than even a perfect storm patient. An infant patient, those cute little suckers take forever, because even after you're done getting adjusted, you just don't want to give them up. So now you're moving slow and your CAs get ticked, and you're supposed to be in the next room adjusting the family, who, yes, is only paying $20 per adjustment, but $400 times 12 months, that's 1 year, that's $4,800, times 15 to 16 years, that's about $70,000 to $75,000. I have been in practice for 15 to 16 years, and I have multiple, I don't know the number, but I think it's dozens, if not 50 to 100 of them, families, 3, 4, 5, 6 members in the family who have been paying us $300 to $400 on auto debit every single month since I started practice. So if right now today, a dad, a mom walked up to you and said, I will pay you $400 a month on repeat for the next 15 years, which adds up to about $75,000. I will cut you a check for $75,000 to adjust my family once a week. It's going to take you about 8 minutes to adjust all 5 of us, because we're a wellness patient. We love chiropractic. We don't have problems. We don't have questions. We're in, we're out, we're on the way. We love you. They actually value speed and convenience because they're not restoration patients. They don't have questions and they don't have problems. Hence, a third of how fast they go. And if they said, here's $75,000, will you adjust my whole family of 5 once a week for the next 15 years? Who among you is not taking that $75,000 check and skipping and singing all the way to the bank? Figure out finances, chiropractic profession, and you won't learn it. And I think actually it's in the middle is where the sweet spot is. A lot of high volume practices, they haven't figured it out either, because they haven't figured out retention. So they're chasing new patients, and that's why they have low overhead, low profit margins, high overhead. If you have a high volume practice dependent upon a high number of new patients every single month, every single year on repeat, you have a low profit margin practice. If you have a high volume practice that not only crushes marketing and new patients and gets just the right amount, but most importantly, just the right kind of new patients that convert at an 85% rate into real ass care plans that get the restoration rate, and it's 2 to 3 times what wellness patients pay, because it takes 2 to 3 times longer, and you have the marketing cost to take care of them. Bam, that mixed together, this practice and this practice are almost 2 separate practices. We look at our business as 2 businesses as one. Marketing and new patients and restoration patients, they're taken care of with these rates because we know that their overhead is higher. Family wellness, different practice, taken care of this way. That, if you got just point number 1, right here, and I went super granular, that the boutique coaches don't want you to know, change your practice. You can go high volume and have a high profit margin and build an amazing life with it. Point number 2, truth number 2, they don't want you to know, having a large team does not always equal having a high overhead or low profit margin. This one is just silly. How would a practice afford a large team if they weren't highly profitable? This one, it's like, I don't even want to freaking teach this one. I just want to skip this one because this is like 2nd grade math. I don't actually, if my kids go to a pretty cool private school where they have to work pretty hard. This is like kindergarten math at the school my kids go to, all right? Because our practice is profitable, and I can, just kidding. Didn't say that out loud, but I'm trying to just like this is so not me, but I'm trying to drive the point home here, okay? All right, sorry, yeah. All right, truth is you have to be first profitable to afford rockstar associates and CAs, and we're not done. Pay them well. You want them to be awesome? Pay them well. You want them to stick and stay with you instead of most CAs and most associates are constantly turn and burn? Why is that? Because there's poor leadership and poor pay and poor culture. Okay, so different video for a different day to talk about how to retain your team. And I know that stuff too. But once you have a high value team who has high value exchange, guess what you can do? Grow and scale faster. So now your practice can actually grow to a larger volume, larger revenue, larger profit without you doing all the work, because that's the whole purpose of a team. And when your team gets larger, you can actually raise rates, because with a higher team, with a bigger team, you can provide a much better patient experience. Most chiropractors who are running a boutique practice where they're doing all their own scheduling, that's what's going to be next. I'm a little cart before the horse. They should keep their rates low because the patient experience is low. Okay. It's not 5 stars. It's Ramada and Motel 6. All right. And so if you want to provide if you commit to 4 seasons level of patient experiences, you need a kick-ass team to make that happen. And you need profitability to have a kick-ass team in the first place. And then when you do, you can grow and scale your practice, more revenue, and you can raise your rates because the value, the convenience, the experience that they have is better. So people will pay more. The math just works. Number 3, you absolutely need a CA or 3, okay? Whoever told you to start your practice all by yourself, ask them this. Would they take their kids to a neurosurgeon who schedules his own patients, does her own finances, and sweeps her own floors? What the heck are we doing? What little respect do we have for chiropractic and ourselves as a chiropractor if we don't have a CA, if we don't have team, and we don't have support? I don't get it. Now, I actually have a child who had a neurosurgeon and a cardiothoracic surgeon save his life. And I have a child who had a pediatric chiropractor save his life and restore it. Do I know which one is more valuable? They saved his life and then chiropractic gave it back to him. Meaning I'd have paid $1 million per visit for both. It's my baby boy and it's his nervous system. And nothing matters more than nervous system health. So to take a doctor who should be the premier, foremost doctor in the world and put him in this tiny little boutique business model, it's ruining our brand. And that is something, as you can probably tell right here as I expand upon point number 3, is a big deal to me. And it's done in the name of profitability. Oh, you've got all your student loans. Just rent a space in the back of a birth center and use this scheduling software and Calendly and whatever else and do all your own appointments. And then you can run all their finances through this software over here. Awesome. Unless you're a patient, unless you're a mom. Okay. Now, if you want to attract a lower value of care of people who want cheap care instead of premier care and world-class care, well, then build your business model to make that happen. But ask yourself, is your goal to build the Dollar General of chiropractic or something different? And actually, that's not even a good analogy, because you ever gone to a Dollar General that doesn't at least have a grumpy ass checkout clerk hanging out there? They freaking hire people to work at Dollar General. I mean, come on. Toll booths. A lot of them still have toll booth operators. All right. Okay. All right. I'm fine. I'm okay. We're working on this, right? We're working on this together. I just booed these boutique coaches, like with the stuff they're teaching, and they just sell it. They just package it. Talk about putting lipstick on a pig. Like, come on now. None of this is true when you open up the hood and you figure out what's really going on with these different practice models. And I'm also not judging them. I just need to teach you these truths about a high volume, high impact practice so you know whether or not you want one. These are the 5 truths, not meant to put that one down. It's to put this one up so that you don't get duped to thinking you don't want this one and can't have this one. That's the purpose of this video. And I hope this finds thousands of chiropractors. Will you please share this video? Will you please comment and tag 3-4 people, 3-4 homies you know in this video? I just think right now in this season, in this era of boutique coaches trying to like shove out all the high volume coaches and mentors, this is, the time is right for this video. So please, will you share this? Get it out there. Number 4, your patient's nervous systems depend on you being open more than 2.5 days a week. Now, maybe I should have put this one in the list. Maybe I should have just stopped at 3 because the first 3 are the most important ones. Actually, no, number 5 is. So hang with me to finish this video off. But I'm a science guy. I have built my practice on the central nervous system of results, okay? Results matter most only. Everything starts there and is there. Clinical results for our practice, for our patients. Our patients today, your patients today, have such subluxated, such exhausted nervous systems that 3 times a week is the old care plan. In fact, if you're doing 1 to 2 times a week for kids, you're practicing a 1978 care plan in 2024. In 2024, about 30 to 40% of our new patients, adults, kids, pregnant moms, babies even, need daily adjustments. We're open 6 days a week because of all the things I'm teaching you, because we're highly profitable and have a big ass, well-paid, awesome team. We are open 6 days a week. I'm not in there 6 days a week. That's not how this works. But the team of docs and CAs are, and we share. So we all have an incredible life in this high impact, high volume model. But we are there 6 days a week because our patients need us to be, which translates into the last one. Truth number 5. And this is probably not even just the boutique coaches, but this is the majority. Here's how I see the majority of coaches sell their coaching services to you. Number 1, it's about stats. How much money can you make and how many can you see? And you're like, wait a minute, aren't you talking about that? No, I'm not. I'm talking about how much impact can you make in your community with the time God gives you here. And when you go full freaking hog on that, yeah, you're going to make a lot of money and your stats are going to be wonderful. High volume, high impact, high profit. And I have figured it out. We have the formula. We have the practice. We always have, because I didn't listen to only what the high volume people said. I figured out where their weaknesses were and fixed those. And then I also definitely never listened to the stay small folks either. Okay. But the most important thing that has led me to this place this whole time, and number 5 really should be like ground zero. This isn't even one of the ones on the list. This is the freaking list, the paper that it goes on. It's not about you. Most coaches, they're selling you, oh, you should make a ton of money while you have a ton of time off and take a ton of vacations. Love it, man. I want you to have ridiculous amounts of free time so you can be focused on your faith. You can be focused on your community. You can be focused on your health. You can be focused on your community. You can have hobbies and have freaking fun. Y'all, I mow my own lawn and I have 20 acres. It takes me 6 hours. By the time I get done, I just start again, okay? I've always had the absolute perfect amount of family, free time, and fun. And I've also had all the financial wealth and abundance I wanted to have to maximize that. And I got that because of rule number 5 here, or truth thing number 5 that they don't want you to know. It's never been about me, and it's not about you. Every decision, including the financial ones, the profitability decisions, every decision I have made for our practice has started with our patients first. And I'll close with this that nobody else is teaching either. And then our team members and their paychecks and their family and their life. I work, and my wife, Christina, who runs the practice with us, here's the pecking order of what matters most to us. We wake up every day with this exact attitude. I know other people can say it. I live it every single day. We live it every single day. Our whole team does, but they rely on us, the leaders, the practice owners, to do this, and we do. The number 1 most important person that gets us up every single day, and we do this for, is those kids and those families in our community. Our why dictates our business model. That's what I'm talking about with this video. Second, our team and their families is now our why, are now our why. I don't know what the right use is there, more so than ourselves and our own family. Now, doesn't that sound dumb? When you take it, if you were to, kind of like the $20 adjustment thing, if you were to take this part of the video, cut it out and take all the context away and put it into a vacuum, nothing matters to me more than my wife and my family. Therefore, the way value exchange happens in the world, and Luke 12:48 taught me this, to whom much is given, much is expected. God has given me chiropractic. God has given me business skills. I am a hope dealer. I am a subluxation slayer. I am a damn good communicator and care plan converter and retention generator and referral generator and new patient acquisitioner. And I'm a great team builder, and I'm a great team retainer. and I know how to make money as well. And all those other things that I just randomly listed off, I did those because God made me a chiropractor. And this gift, this calling, this purpose, and the absolute miracles I witness it create every single day in my practice awesomely forced me to put them first, my team second, and myself and my family last. And by doing that, myself and my family are the most well taken care of chiropractic family I know. Find someone happier, more joyful, more fulfilled, and more financially successful than us. You'd have to really, really, really search. And you won't find it in the boutique world. So these are 5 things that the new era of boutique coaches don't want you to know. But it is my prayer, it is my hope, and it was the plan of this video and tons more content, training inside PX, and seminars we are going to be unleashing here in the coming months to years. It is our plan to teach you exact truths, exact practical strategies like this, and then many, many, many more. Because we have not only figured out clinical chiropractic and how to expect miracles with kids, we've figured out the business of chiropractic as well. And I figure it's about time I teach y'all more of that. God bless, be well, comment below, share this sucker. Chiropractic needs it.